Hello everybody, welcome back to my studio. So today I'm going to talk about if you need a music manager or agent in your music careers. Alright, so the thing is, are you ready to have a manager or agent? Okay, so I'm going to answer that question very quickly. If you're bringing in enough performances that you're basically accumulating about $100,000 a year, $100,000 a year, you probably do need a manager or agent. And I wouldn't be surprised if one has reached out to you to start managing your career. The reason why that is generally managers and agents, and I'm talking about classical music specifically, they usually take about 15 to 20% off of what you make. So figure that out. If you actually made $100,000, they'll take about $20,000 of that. Now you're thinking, well, that's $20,000 if they have, several of those. Well, generally managers have about 5 to 10 clients. Again, that $20,000 is not just going to go right into their back pocket. They have to pay for rent fees. They had to pay for IT stuff. It goes into taxes, all those things. So generally, probably about $100,000 you're going to have to make for that year to actually get the interest of a manager or an agent. So I know what you're thinking now. Well, Ian, I don't make $100,000. What am I supposed to do? Is my career doomed? So I'm going to give you a story that's going to give you a little bit of optimism here. My wife and I were at a performance. We went to go see a performance. I believe it was a Beethoven piano concerto. And we were at the reception. And this is a venue I wanted to play at for quite some time. And my wife noticed, hey, there's the director over there. You need to go talk to him. And I was like, I was kind of discouraged, down on myself. Didn't think I was getting a lot of performances. My career wasn't going anywhere. She said, hey, go talk to him. And I was like, okay, fine. So I went to go talk with him. Now, granted, I've already been giving this person several of my proposals and literally begging to get a performance at this venue. And nothing, no return on the emails, nothing. And I finally went to go meet him and just physically just shook his hand, said, hey, in 1 minute, I proposed an idea. Hey, I'm in the military. I'm also a classical pianist. You're not going to get something like that for a concert pianist, somebody who's in the military. So here's what I'm thinking. Why don't I do a piano recital here, and I can also put some patriotic music in it in addition to that. And we can do it and maybe on like November 11th, like Veterans Day. So I made this proposal to him, and he said, you know what, why don't you reach out to me and email me again and send me the proposal. So a week later, I sent this proposal, and he got back to me. Schedule something. I'll give you about maybe 5 to 10 minutes to talk about your proposal, what you want to do. And I thought, wow, this is great. I'm actually going to get a couple of minutes to talk with this guy, perhaps negotiate on something that might be of interest. So about 3 weeks after that, I go to this meeting, and I have my proposal ready, practiced, just trying to remain positive, getting ready to talk with this guy. And he tells me, it's interesting that you brought this up because I was thinking about doing something that involved the military. And it was kind of at the right place, at the right time, and I was there to negotiate this thing. So it actually worked out. And I started talking with him. I said, hey, this would be a great idea. I could come here, do a piano recital. I could do some patriotic music. And then he said, well, we're going to bring it to our committee, and we're going to see what they think. And sure enough, just fast forward about 2 months later, I was doing a performance at this venue. And I'm not talking just a very small venue. I'm talking a same venue that would have artists like Long Long. Renee Fleming has been there several times. So this was a very serious venue, and it was a big step in the right direction. All right, so why is this good news? What's happening more with these presenters, these venues, and the directors of these venues is that more artists are actually talking to these directors, and they actually like that engagement because they get to know that artist before they actually have them come to their venue, and that's very important. So just to recap, do I need a manager or an agent? Well, I gave you a figure. If you're probably not making about $100,000 a year, it's not going to be impossible, but chances are managers and agents are not going to be interested in your career because again, they take about 15 to 20% off the top of that. Second thing is, well, what do I do then? Well, as an artist, you actually have a lot more control over your career than you think you do. And one of the things I would recommend is learning how to negotiate with directors. Be bold, get out there, talk with people, make those relationships. So a hint on to me going to that performances is when you go to these performances, you're going to see all those important people that you need to make those relationships with, and that's going to be important for you in your career moving ahead. If we take a look at these organizations, managers and agents, and so on and so forth, if you just break it down, it's most of these organizations have been here for such a period of time that they've already established these relationships with other people. And in my past video, I talked about why these relationships are important. So learning to negotiate. If you're not making that fee, then start taking more control over your career, and that's going to help you moving ahead. You don't necessarily need a manager or an agent to be successful. Thank you again all for joining me at my studio. So if there's a video you would like to see, leave it in the comments below and I'll take a look at it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.